Hey guys, different location today just because my neighbor is power sawing and I didn't want it to affect our movie and TV show suggestions. So today we're doing Amazon Prime suggestions. So if you have Prime at all, you have all these movies and TV shows at your fingertips. Sounds like I'm sponsoring them. I'm not, but like you should still watch these. So we have a couple movies, a couple TV shows, and I gotta be honest. Actually, after looking at the selection, I found like five really quickly that I want to suggest, and I actually even have like another set for the next time I do Amazon Prime suggestions. And I think that goes to show the variety and like really good quality of content that they have on there. So starting out, we're gonna start with a very obvious and simple one that if you are any kid or teenager or a fun-loving adult, you need to watch SpongeBob. Just kidding. You probably already have, but it's on there. So if you don't have the DVDs, obviously you only need to watch like the first three seasons because after that doesn't count. But it's on there. So if you want to get back to watching some good old Nickelodeon and like the best one on Nickelodeon, obviously it's like the most one of the most iconic cartoons. SpongeBob is great. I could go on forever about SpongeBob. It's like one of my favorites. Hey, we can even have like a SpongeBob day if you guys want. Getting a little bit more heavy, a lot more heavy, but it's still a TV show, is Being Human. This is a BBC British, network TV show, and it stars Aidan Turner, who plays, which one is it? Keeley in The Hobbit, and he's also in another show called Poldark, and he's great. I love him, and it's basically about three uh I don't know, young adults, I guess they are living together, and one of them's a vampire, one of them's a werewolf, and one of them is a ghost. And it's just kind of for the first season is more so, just trying to live regular life, kind of like Monsters sort of thing, where they're just trying to live their daily life. But obviously they have these, he turns into a werewolf. She's what's the word, agoraphobic, can't go outside, and obviously he's a vampire, so he has a lot of issues. um and it's really funny. It's one of those British shows I find are always very cheeky, very charming, and this one very much so is. And I mean, it's only three seasons, so really check it out. I mean, it's really not that many episodes per season. And George, who plays the guy who's the werewolf, he is funny. We love him. He's such a good guy. He's just very nervous all the time, and I this is a really good show. You guys should check it out. It's very fun, very, like, again, heavier than SpongeBob obviously, but it's not like heavy. It's still kind of just more fun. um Next one, we'll do a movie. I used to have it, and I don't know where the DVD went, so I can't show it to you. But Shutter Island. It's actually a movie directed by Martin Scorsese that is not a gangster movie. One of the two he's ever made, and it's very three he's ever made, and it's very good. And it stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. It's also got Ben Kingsley and Michelle Williams, and it's a really good thriller mystery type thing. I would never have guessed that it was directed by Martin Scorsese, but it's really awesome. It's I mean, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, so that, that's a win already. But it's really like there's just something off about it the entire time, and you don't know why. And the end is probably one of the best and most unexpected twists I've ever seen, but it completely makes sense. I actually just watched it again with my brother like 3 days ago, and wow, it feels like it's like a slow burn, and you're like, where are we going with this? And then, man, it really just hits you at the end, and it gets so creepy. Oh, it's so good. It's not like super scary. It's like a thriller type thing, kind of psychological, but it's so good, and you're definitely gonna have to watch it again after you've watched it the first time, just because you got to catch all these little things. So good, so good. The next one, another movie, which I actually watched for the first time 2, 3 weeks ago, and it was really good. Heather's. Heather's is is a black comedy. Um, it is very dark, but in like a funny way, and it stars Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. And you if you've seen Mr. Robot, that's Christian Slater, and if you've seen Stranger Things, that's Winona Ryder. And this movie was really just interesting. I mean, it's very shocking, but it's also very casual about everything it's shocking about. It's weird. Like, it came to the Charles Theater when my mom saw it, and the Charles, as you know, if theaters, it, like, chose more indie stuff. So at the time, this was very indie, and it's very like your like anti John Hughes, where the John Hughes is like about high school and daily life for a teenager, but in a kind of sentimental or just regular way. This is like, whoa, that's it's really twisted. As my mom say, this movie couldn't have been made today. It could have, but like, it's so good though. Damn, I cannot stop thinking about Christian Slater's performance. Like, I had never seen him in anything. I hadn't seen Mr. Robot yet, and I want to now, definitely now. But his role in this, he is very Jack Nicholson, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Heath Ledger actually took some inspiration for the Joker from this performance. But I mean, just look at him. He just he's just so cool. And I won't say anything about his character because I don't want to spoil anything, but he's very cool, very interesting, and I just can't stop thinking. Everything he says, he's like, that's why it's just so interesting. I don't know. That's all I can say about it. It's a very interesting and fun watch. If you're like, okay, I'm ready to be kind of like shocked a little bit. And the last one that we're gonna talk about is another TV show that is kind of like Shutter Island. A little bit of a thriller and murder mystery called Harper's Island. I had never heard of this show till my mom brought it up to me, and she made me watch it because she knew I liked murder mystery stuff, but she knew at the beginning I wasn't going to be fully into it. She says it takes a couple episodes, and it does. It's a murder mystery about these people who go to this island, and people start dying off one by one every episode. And you got to find out who the killer is, obviously. So it's sort of like Scream and everything in that way, too. When as they go, like one after the other, you're like, okay, I think I know who this is, but then you're probably not right. And man, this thing starts off like a Hallmark, everybody on a boat having champagne. We're gonna go get married, and then it turns into like a murder mystery, and you're like, wow, this is really interesting. And then it gets into like a freaking manhunt. Like, oh my god! Like, I thought it's only limited. It's a limited series. It's only 13 episodes, and by episode 8, I think I finished the entire. I finished like the rest of the 5 or 6 episodes in one night. I just grabbed Panda Express and watched the rest of it because wow, I couldn't stop. And it has some of the like I felt so vulnerable at the end, and I don't want to tell you why, but it has really a lot of twists. But even like the episode before the last one, there's a lot of twists, and then they continue to throw more at you in the last episode. It's insane. You need to watch that. Also, if you watch Supernatural, there's like a ton of supernatural people in it. Bobby, Ron from that shapeshifter episode, the one woman from the Wendigo, and Ruby 1, not Ruby 2. But yeah, that's a really, really good one. I swear you just got to give it a chance, and it really ramps up very slowly at first, but then very quickly. Yeah, so those are the Amazon Prime suggestions for today. Like I said, there's so many good ones. I'm going to have another list for you in a few weeks, but definitely check those out. There's some really fun ones, some really interesting ones, and then SpongeBob. So, and as always, keep your hopes high, stress low, and movies and TV shows right in the middle. See you guys later.